So, you want to know how to do the social media event Bagel in NTE. Now, I think this is kind of brave of the developers to do, because as soon as you put screenshot bait up on an online community, you know what you're gonna get. Such as this one here. It's raining, absolutely. So, let's make a little bit of clickbait. Now, I've already put 2 posts up, and that's not how I see them. It's over here. So as you can see, very awesome posts here. In regards to your awards, you need to get these praise gems, and these praise gems are calculated at the end of the day. So you're not going to see them right away, but the thing is you can post 5 times a day. So I highly suggest you put some really cool pictures on here as soon as possible. I'm going to show you a few spots which I think would be really good for this. So the first thing is you want to learn to use photo mode, yeah? So you want a nice angle of a character, and the selfie mode is pretty damn good. One thing you do have, if you do have these camera settings, so you can zoom out, you can rotate, blah blah blah, but you've also got things like adjusting the brightness and the contrast, and these are really good for making your image stand out a bit. Because, you know, if it does stand out and it brings people's attention to you, then you're more likely to get the interaction. So I would suggest playing with these to make it look not so similar to everybody else's. Because if it looks just like everybody else's, nobody's going to care. Another thing you can do is put in another character, which can allow it to, be distinguished a little bit more. And you can actually do your poses here, which is a nice way to make it look like characters interacting with each other. And you can actually do this with multiple characters if you want to make like a group photo or something. So I'm going to put Lacrimosa and Atori here, and I'm going to do a few things just to change the mood, change the setting, and add some filters and all that good stuff, just to make it even more clickable. I think I'm going to go for changing the expression a bit as well. Yeah, this this kind of looks good. Yeah, the green kind of makes me laugh, and if it makes me laugh, I know it's going to make other people laugh. So I'm going to go for this. Maybe I can angle it so it looks like Atori is like looking at us, and boom, we'll take that picture. Now, something to consider is that the sides are going to be cropped on the preview panel, so it might not look as good on the preview where everybody else sees it, so you might have to adjust things slightly. And that brings us to the drone. The drone is actually a really cool feature, and I think it's actually better than the selfie mode, because you can get really up close and personal, and it can switch to first person view. And then if we ascend it a bit, you can see we can actually take a photo of Atori and Lacrimosa having a selfie. So it's like we're a third person here. And now it's kind of like mother and daughter's, day out. So I quite like that, and I think that's what we're going to go for. That's going to be one of our submissions. So when we go to submit it, let's go onto Bagel. So it's F4 for your events, and it's what's baking. So when you post it, you need to make sure you save it to your data, otherwise it won't work. Don't want the close-up. I think I actually like the close-up, but it might unfortunately be clipped on each side. I think I'm going to go for this. I think this is very nice. So in regards to your title and your main text, I don't think it's really going to matter as much, but if you have something that is baiting comments, the interaction probably helps you. So I'm going to say mother and daughter's night out. Are you adopting Lacrimosa? Something like that. This tower here is really nice, this skyscraper, and one of the great things about this is it gives you the best view in the entire game. It's the highest point, and there's actually a lift that takes you up there. So going into the main room, you do have the option to go into this elevator. Just select rooftop and you'll be on your merry way. So if you have Nanily, you can easily climb this tower. And upon climbing this tower, you have an amazing sight. But even without Nanily, the tower has really good sights anyway. So you can definitely get a great picture here. But as you can see, there's a lovely little skybox event going on right now. So I'm going to take a picture right here and just naturally snap this, because I don't think it needs anything else. This is just a nice picture in general. More of an emphasis of the light from the aurora. Now you don't really need to get the aurora here. This is kind of like a rare event, I think. So I kind of got extra lucky here. And I think the camera mode is actually really good in this game. So personally, I'm kind of enjoying this camera event a little bit. I'm not a fan of, when they do it in things like HSR and Enfield, because it feels so mindless, because you're just going around taking a camera, taking pictures of random places. But in here, we're actually making stuff that other people can view, and you're actually competing against other people for attention. So in a way, I actually find a camera event in here is actually quite a lot more interesting. So Nanily can't actually wall climb up this, you have to actually manually do it. And another thing I would say is that if you're going to go for this particular view, and there are some great views up here, I would probably switch off of Nanily because everybody's seen it, and go for a different character, because everybody's just going to take a photo of Nanily up on this character, on this tower. And I'm going to go for the drone shot again, because the drone just gives you a lot more control. Ooh, it looks really nice with a lot of contrast. But then again, I think we lose the aurora. Oh my god, look at the dark tint. We could do a horror pick here as well. Oh wow. Oh, I kind of liked that. Yeah, look at that. We got like a pink aurora. I'm having way too much fun with this. Oh no, it stopped! I took too long getting a shot. Let me put it back on. I don't think the next day is going to give us an aurora. Either way, we took a nice photo with Nanily, so we're going to upload that one. I kind of think about something about dreams or wishes. Nanily's dream. What did she wish for? Okay, so it does say wait in review after each of them. So I'm guessing there is some kind of like probably an automated feature where they do review it after a while. But let's go to another interesting photo shot. So one thing I would suggest is a meme shot, and there's a really nice one which is very obvious, which is waiting for the train. And a character like Nanily or Haniel would do really well here. Because, it's just a stupid kid taking a photo somewhere dumb. And, oh, perfect. I don't think I'm going to make it on time. Oh, I am. Okay, does it stop? Okay, it didn't stop. I was hoping the time would stop so we had a chance to take the photo. But we can try again, there's no problem. Now, this kind of like flying bat passive is really cool of Lacrimosa. It's one of the reasons why I pulled her, as well as like having the power to just use other monsters' skills. Kind of gives me like Blue Mage vibes from Final Fantasy. So, do we have Lacrimosa getting hit by a train, or do we have Haniel? I think it's funnier with Haniel, but I feel like Lacrimosa is, the latest in character. So, I don't think it really matches her personality. But just because, she's popular, I think it's probably better. And let's see. We can do like, oh, that's kind of funny. Yeah, we're going for that, right? Alright, we'll go for the green. This isn't dark, I swear. Yeah, we're gonna make it a bit darker. Bit more contrast. Hey, there we go. Okay, this looks good. Okay. I'm gonna take a photo here just to make sure we can get one, even if this isn't good. Okay, this is a good one, yeah. You know, you can tell exactly what's happening. I'm gonna take a few more though. God. This one is perfect, look at that. Oh no. Yes, I knew that was like the last one we could possibly get. Alright, we're uploading that to Bagel. Wait, save to local folder? Come on, really? We gotta see that as well? Yeah, you know what, screw it. Sometimes it's not... Wait, sometimes it's not worth the meme. Another one I would actually recommend is In the Hospital, because you can do a horror shot here, which is kind of cool. Oh, it's already over here. I'm completely wrong. Okay, so in the hospital, there's actually a bit of a creepypasta zone you can get to, and it's in this hallway here, and you talk to this guy. Now, I'm not going to spoil this because it's a really cool horror segment, but when we go into it, there is some great opportunities, I would say. But if we just go around here, for example, there's like a little bit of a red light and a dark hallway. And, you know, this is a great shot for doing something silly. And you can't actually open up your menu here, but you can access it through your phone. And if we was just to put a few characters in here, which look like they would belong, you know, checking out an hospital when they shouldn't be. Nice spooky area. So unfortunately you can't use the drone here, but we can, if I click on Nanalie, move her in a bit closer. As you can see, you can like make your own spooky like kids exploring the hospital kind of thing. If you want to do like a bit of a creepypasta, you can definitely do that. And just change the brightness and the contrast. And you're really already done, you don't need anything else. So, I feel like this is a bit of a free win, if you want to get people to click on that. So that's for posting stuff out of the way, which should get you the praise gems that you need. And obviously you're going to get the views from that very quickly as well. But as you can see, you also have to follow, like, and make comments as well. And I wouldn't do the recommended, because the recommended is going to be what everybody's following anyway. So you can just like go to the latest and just follow, you know, people that posted stuff. And this one's nice. I'm gonna put a bit more effort into that one. So here I am a few hours later. As you see, I've got 235 views and a bit of stamp praise. I haven't done anything to advertise this, so we'll see what we get. So it's enough to buy 3 other summons, so not too much, and it's going to take a while to clear most of this out. In fact, I'm guessing most of this won't be cleared out, but it gives you an idea of what you're going to get for 5 posts. So, as you can see, they've all done around the same, apart from these 2 that were more waifu-centric. Big surprise there. So, I guess you know what to make. Have a good one.